Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. You can feel the energy inside Energy Solutions Arena. Jazz looking to please their fans in this Western Conference matchup. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year. And the Houston Rockets starting 5. We've got Harden. Olajuwon is out there at Malone. Then it's Jordan. And it's Francis in at the 1.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
When you think of James Harden, you don't think much about his athleticism. His strength, though, is exceptional for his position.
Yeah, I think that's his greatest attribute. His ball handling's good, but it's his strength. He's able to run through contact.
So for the Jazz, their last game a loss to Miami. Francis passes to Harden. Here's Francis. He's covered by Stockton. Lock at 6. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got his first 2 points of the night.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now, here is Maravich. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Z, he's guarded by Olajuwon. The shot's good from Stockton.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Francis. Pass to Harden. Here's Francis. Kicks it out to Harden. Shot clock at 5. Houston needs to get a shot up. Jordan can't hit. And Utah the other way now.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Malone a screen on Harden. Maravich dishes to Malone. That gives them the lead. Malone's got his first points in this one. Well, the Jazz look like the team we're used to seeing for so long last year. A big part of that was how they dictated the pace, Greg, of the game.
Very good point. I mean, the Jazz did a great job of slowing things down and avoiding turning things into a track meet, just focusing on playing to their strengths.
Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Now, here is Maravich. Here's the screen. Down low. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, when you look at pace of play, the Jazz last season were the slowest team in the NBA. Had just around 90 possessions a game. So that's how they were able to control pace and grind out wins.
And one note about the Jazz guys and their pace, it was clear that they were at their best in a slowed down tempo. They have a very strong front court, and when you slow things down and let them get set up, it definitely works in their favor.
Now Kirilenko. James Harden missing on the 3. Hit the floater, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Yao comes in for Olajuwon. And it's Ginobili in for James Harden. Now here's Jordan. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Maravich. Here's Z. It's rebounded by Houston. It's a 6-point game. Jordan kicks to Malone. Yao with it. Now Kirilenko defending. Here's Jordan. Plays it up and banks it in. And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have been easily the Coach of the Year, leading the Rockets to their 3rd best regular season in franchise history.
And Kevin, with McHale, he's got this team improving every year. His team's win totals have risen as well statistically as I think becoming a better team. Wins aren't always necessarily what determines how good you are.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first. Here's Francis. He's covered by Stockton. Here's Jordan. Pass to Francis. Good D by Stockton. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Heat in Miami. Here's Z. Another miss by Utah.
High quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him SHHing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Now Stockton. Ginobili missing from long range. Kirilenko into the lane, to the middle, unloads from 9, and there's Stockton. That's good on the assist by Kirilenko.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Malone kicks to Ginobili, and stolen by Malone. And the Jazz pushing it up now. And the basket by Kirilenko. Kirilenko's got his first 2 points of the night.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Jordan. In the corner, it's Ginobili. The pass to Francis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Malone can't hit. Stockton outside. And the Rockets making a change here.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution.
Johnson wide open. He fires. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do, based on what we've seen.
Got it! He got it!
Just in time.
What a shot!
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
I don't know, but I think that's a 2% shot. He'd make 2 out of 100 of those if you gave them to him.
And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on a stat sheet.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much, because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
They came out with the purpose of playing for one another, making the extra pass throughout that first quarter.
Guys, that is simply just good basketball. I mean, really good basketball. Total team effort out there.
Johnson is out there with Darren Williams. And it's Chandler. Then there's Favors. And it's prime time and at the 3. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Johnson with it. Picked up by Ginobili. Johnson against Ginobili. And another shot. And it's Favors laying it in. Favors got 4 points this quarter.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Harden kicks to McAdoo. Houston moving the ball around. Ginobili attacking. Clock at 6. And he banks in the layup. Ginobili's got 5 now.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Malone's checked in for Utah. Maravich comes in for Williams. And his first shot of the game, no good. Rockets trail by 7. Here's McAdoo. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. McCray. McAdoo, the pass to McCray. To the inside. And there's the 3-second violation. The Jazz making a switch here. Kirilenko's checked in. The Rockets also changing it up. Malone comes in for McAdoo. And it's Jordan in for McCray. Johnson kicks to Maravich. Here's Malone. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Malone's got his second basket of the night.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th. And was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans are pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Jordan kicks to Harden. Ginobili outside. Shot clock at 5. And 3 from Jordan. Another shot. It's Jordan on the wing. Harden outside. The dish to Ginobili. He kicks to Olajuwon. In the corner, Harden. That falls. Nice feed that time from Manu Ginobili. And that's now 7 points for James Harden. Utah leading by 7. Johnson double team. And Chandler, here we go. Got a piece of it.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And Harden with the stuff.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
Chandler a screen. Ginobili against Johnson. Feeds it to Malone. Maravich left side. And the shot is good. And the Jazz lead by 7.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds. And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Z comes in for Chandler. And Stockton subbed in for Johnson. On the wing, Maravich. Passes it to Z. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
Boy, I tell you, I thought the Jazz had a big year last season. Looked much tougher than before. A big part of that is how Coach Quinn Snyder helped the team grow. I mean, he looked like a perfect fit in his first year with the franchise.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Rockets trail by 8. And Ginobili, here we go. No good.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Here's Stockton. Yao with the block. Now, here is Harden. He's covered closely.
What a pass by the fearless Manu Ginobili. Great teamwork.
Here is Stockton. He has 5. Malone outside. Here's Z. And good on the basket. Book it.
They're really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backcourt has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Derek Favors checked in for Malone. And it's Williams in for Maravich. McRae's checked in for Houston. Here's Kirilenko. Williams with the ball. Picked up by Ginobili. Favors with the screen. Favors sets the pick for Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Stockton. They grab their own miss.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep.
Pass to Z. Shoots. And the jumper falls for him. Z's got 7. Here's Malone. That'll do it for the first half. Jazz out in front, leading by 9. And now we'll send it to...
Well, Tyson, what has been the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Utah finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They lead by 9 points. And we'll start with the big fella. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin.
Thanks for joining us in this Thanksgiving presentation of the NBA.
Harden doing it all. He's got 11 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And, Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Taking a look at the Rockets, we've got Jordan. Malone is out there with Olajuwon. Then it's Harden, and it's Francis in at the point guard.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Rockets ball.
Rockets trail by 9.
And for Harden coming in second in the MVP race, he had a lot of first-place votes, and nobody knew if he or Curry would win the award. In most other seasons, he would have won the MVP.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
6 to shoot, and Jordan gets it to go.
And for Harden last year, he could have easily have won the MVP, probably would have in other seasons. His big talking point for the award was how he carried the Rockets on his back. And he might have been the most valuable player to his team with the performances he had last year.
Rebound, Utah. Malone's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team. Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
A different look for Utah. Primetime comes in for Andre Kirilenko. And it's Johnson in for Stockton. And a switch here also for Houston. McAdoo's checked in.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So, in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to New York. Here's Olajuwon, and it's off the back rim, no good. The Jazz have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the 3rd. There's the 3. Another miss by Utah. And it's Houston's ball. They're on an 11-2 run. The feed to Harden. For the lead, in it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
And there's the pass to Z. Here's Primetime from past the arc. Shot is no good. Here's Francis looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Jordan. Drills the baseline jumper. And it's a 3-point Rocket lead.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Here's Maravich. The rebound by Harden.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. A different look for Utah. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Z. Favors comes in for Malone. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Maravich. And then for Houston, Yao checked in for Olajuwon. McRae has come in for Jordan. And it's Ginobili in for James Harden. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Primetime.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Utah has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the 3rd, still 0 for 3. Williams kicks to Chandler. The basket is good off the assist from Williams.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch. And, you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
Francis passes to Yao. Houston moving the ball around. And stolen by Favors. Here's Primetime. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And Clark, for Darren Williams, it clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking.
He hits good, and the Jazz lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Ginobili.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought without any individual agility.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
That's a foul called on the Prophet. That is his first foul of the game. Andre Kirilenko's checked in for Utah. Stockton comes in for Johnson. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Malone's checked in for McAdoo. And Williams, here we go. Malone with the block.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, impressive effort from both on the backboard.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
The jump hook. Favors can't get it to go.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Rockets lead by 2. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And the Rockets with possession here. The lead is 2. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Andre Kirilenko is out there at Malone. Then there's Maravich. Then there's Z. And it's Stockton in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Harden against Maravich. It's Harden with the drive, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Utah the foul. Utah had a great home court advantage last year here. This crowd knows how to get into an opponent's head.
And Kevin, that they do. It's a big part of why the Jazz were able to eke out over 500 last season at home. Ended up 21-20 by winning 4 of their last 5 home games.
The Rockets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. Rockets shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Maravich against Harden. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. That's good.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
Here's Malone. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. Both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. Full throttle ahead.
Jordan kicks to Harden. Ginobili gets a wide open look. And it's the machine with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
Johnson, he's checked in for Utah. Maravich, the pass to Z. Good D by Olajuwon. Rockets leading by 3. Ginobili dishes to Olajuwon. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Off target with his 3.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Kirilenko into the lane. Johnson right side. It's rebounded by Houston. From deep Harden. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. 29 points for James Harden. So it's Utah now. Pass to Z. Johnson kicks to Kirilenko. The shot no good. So Houston will take it the other way. Ginobili the pass to Malone. Outside for Jordan. Rebound Utah. Malone's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to Z. Another miss by Utah. Rockets leading by 6. The drive by Jordan. Kicks it out to Malone. Jordan high post. Johnson's there. Malone dishes to Jordan. 4 on the shot clock. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Down low, here's Jordan. Soft touch off the glass. And the Rockets lead by 8.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
For Utah, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And the Jazz call time here.
Yeah, you can see they gave up a lot of points here in this run, and he just wants to break the momentum before this thing gets out of hand.
And, you know, that's a huge part of a coach's job, making sure you keep your guys in the best position possible at all times. So I like this timeout.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. He told the squad, now is the time when we turn it on and leave them in the rear view mirror. It won't be easy, but guys, I know we can put them away. Let's see if they can deliver, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. It's Harden with the drive to the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
Maravich kicks to Johnson. Now the pass to Z. Cannot hit. Good D by Olajuwon.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
It's stolen by Johnson. To the paint. Here's Maravich. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're up by 5. 1:32 left in the game. And it's the Rockets with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Dishes it to Harden. Maravich with the steal. And they're moving it up. Here's Johnson. And the rejection by Harden. And that one's good. And 11 points for Z.
Yeah, now 1 of 4 here in the fourth quarter.
Houston's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Olajuwon the pass to Harden. Olajuwon inside. Utah with the rebound. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. Passes to Z. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Some really terrific numbers for Z. 8 rebounds and 1 assist.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Harden kicks to Olajuwon. Pass to Francis. Back to Olajuwon. The rebound by Johnson. And it's Utah's ball. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Malone passes to Francis. Takes a three. The Rockets with another miss. Utah with the ball. They lead by 1. Maravich against Harden. And so they foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and look for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And so he drops them both. It's a three-point game.
Yeah, those free throws make things a little more simpler right now. They just have to guard against the three-pointer.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're behind by 3. 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg. But the foul has to come immediately after that.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 5. Just 4 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Francis. Nails the triple.
Steve Francis.
And that's an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
A three-pointer would be huge right now.
Boy, a chance to tie it up with the game on the line. This is what we live for. I want to see what happens right here.
And so it's Utah who scraped by with the win. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. We were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw a good one.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Post-Game Show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to take a quick peek at our Jordan Player of the Game.
There was no shortage of points in the paint for him tonight. He was doing his thing, using his big body to create space and make easy baskets for his teammates and himself inside. When he got his hands on it, he didn't mess around.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show. But not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.